Like,
are we finally live, people? Deluded, I'm back again and all of those sort of things. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's in good spirits and all of those sort of things. And we seem a bit close and my green screen's moving mad. So everything is not quite been patterned today. But, you know, if I'm fussing over a green screen, everything in my life seems to be cushy. I've got my health mentally, spiritually, you know, not rich, but financially we're all right. I hope everyone in all mental ways are all good. Mental, I hope physically you're all good as usual. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to who you are, wherever you are. Now, again, people, I hope you're all well and safe. I hope you're all in good spirits. I hope you're ready to attack the day. I hope you've all had a good week. Please make sure you're following and subscribing on Twitch. Also doing the same on YouTube. It's a big day for content. Every day's been a big day. How many bits of content have I got? Obviously, from now till whenever we're here, at some point, well, at 11:30, I'm going to have Curtis Shaw over here as well. So again, make of that what you will, people. You know, again, from 10 till probably 11, short little break, 11:30 till, I assume, 12:30, little hour with Curtis Shaw. Make sure you're getting your opinions and things in. 2 p.m. I'm going to be on Twitch to play Football Manager. Apparently, the beta has come out for Football Manager 2022, so it would only make sense to go and buy that and play that with you lot because we was going to play Football Manager anyways. I believe at 4 p.m. I've got I'm with AFC Met on YouTube, so then obviously that's more Arsenal business, and then obviously the big one 7 p.m. You know, kickoff is 8 p.m. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Watch along. Please go and hit the like button on that vid, people. The dislike people have been out there in their full forces, really and truly. You know, I've seen 28 dislikes and it ain't even started. But as usual, welcome back to another edition, man. Love the shirt, DG. Appreciative, man. I think the mic is a bit patchy. I'll move back to the official the official one of the the Mac one. Am I good? The mic is calm for you. Wow, man. So yeah, live from Planet X just making me change stuff for no reason. Seems cool to me. All right, we're moving back to what we had. Well, I've plugged it out now and the computer needs to recognize it. See what you're making me do? You see what you're making me do, broski? You're making me just mess things up, messing it up for other people, man. I'm playing, man. Let me plug it out, plug it back in, same way. Always say that's the one thing I keep forgetting. I should show you the wires. I think the wire is dead. No way that this 100-odd quid blue Yeti mic could be done out here. All right, cool. We're back. Didn't occur to me. I don't know, man. We go again. Now, I can't lie. There isn't a whole load of things to be discussing, people. So let's crack on where I want to crack on, people. And again, you know, let's start with the Premier League. It's the best way to start. As you know, Premier League action is back to that tonight. Obviously, people, don't forget to do your FPL teams. That's actually something I've got written down in front of me because I always shortchange myself and get robbed in that regards, people. So do not forget to do your FPL teams. Please tell me if you know any players. Like I was watching the Premier League review show yesterday. The man are saying put Mikel Antonio in your team and things like that. So if you got the plug, allow me in it because I don't want to come last in my own league. Again, you lot last year. Do you know how many times I heard, oh, DG, you talk about football, you're not even top of the league. I'm top of the league, this and that. I mean, it's all banter, but allow me, man. Obviously, let's talk about the Premier League action first things first. So, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Now, I've done the preview of it better yet. I'll preview it again with Curtis Shaw and AFC Met across Twitch and YouTube to get their opinions. You know, please let me know if you've got any opinions on the game. For me personally, what more is there to say about Arsenal versus Aston Villa? You know, they're slightly behind us. Their season hasn't been been well, but you know, when I think of Aston Villa, they've got Arsenal's number. Last couple of games against them hasn't been, you know, cushy for Arsenal. They've got very good players. You know, actually, Douglas Luiz is never going to be top for assists. But in terms of creative stats, he's up there for Aston Villa. And when I think of him, he's like a destroyer and things like that. So you've got Douglas Luiz there, who, you know, can do everything. You've got John McGinn. You know, you've got Buendia. We was linked with Buendia. It would be, you know, it would be pretty, you know, written in the stars that the Arsenal man that all the fans wanted to bring to the club and whatnot is the man to bag. Again, Dean Smith is a good manager. And realistically, the way Arsenal are at, it's not necessarily that people are disrespectful of Arsenal and think we're easy and things, even though we are. Arsenal are not where they used to. Everybody thinks they can get 3 points, whether they've been promoted, winning league titles. Everybody believes Arsenal can get 3 points against Arsenal, as they should, because of what we're doing. We should believe we should get 3 points against Aston Villa. We need to get back on the horse, people. Out of a possible 6 points, we've dropped four. Now, you consider the start to the season, the fact that we've dropped 4 points when Arsenal have been a bit healthier, and you obviously discount the fact that there's going to be many more points dropped among Arsenal. It's not necessarily about winning, it's about damage limitation sometimes. And when you can't stop the rut and stop dumping results happening, it is what it is. Aston Villa lost their game in calamitous fashion against Wolves, and I'm sure they're going to want to be aggressive. They're going to want to hit back. Again, it doesn't matter if they play three at the back, tinker with a four. They've got Watkins and Ings up front. They've got a good manager with a good bunch of players, and they can present issues there, man, in my regards. A man said we should, but I don't believe in this coach. Again, for me, the players, I've seen the players too naive. Against Brighton, it was like they've never watched Brighton this season. The Crystal Palace, the same. If you don't know who Danny Ings or Watkins or Buendia or Louise and these guys are, I don't know. And something tells me it's going to be a funny old game where you'd probably see Matty Cash or Target make the difference. For me, I think, Martinez, and I've got an article up there. Martinez, whenever Arsenal plays, he always wants to talk. I think you need to get at that defense. I don't think Mings is a bad footballer. I think he's got an error in him. I think Tashabi has an error in him. I think Konza has an error in them. Go and present problems. Martinez is going to have that extra 10% back at the Emirates, back in front of the fans. I'm sure the fans will give him a standing ovation and whatnot. But beyond that, like my man Josh has said, we can't let Villa taste blood from early. And it's all about the starts. Our starts to games, apart from the Spurs game, hasn't been good enough. Yeah, you could sit there and say Arsenal took the lead against Palace, but we thought that was it. We was behaving like we're PSG, and not under Poch, but PSG in the French league, and that you think you just score that first goal and it's done. Like we took, we put the handbrake up, we put the hazard lights on, and we weren't trying to move. And as you know, in the Prem, you got to finish your dinner. You've got to give teams no hope of getting back in the game. Long gone, at least where Arsenal are concerned. These 1-0 consistent 1-0 to the Arsenal things. We need to get 3-4, and even there's been time, but there's not been times, I'm lying. There's been a time this season when we've had 3 goals and we're all as confident as the North London derby was. It just feels like it's it could go left, people. 2 teams fighting for Europa again, again, it should be that, but I don't know what Arsenal are fighting for, because we don't go into games knowing what we need to do. And, in the same way we played last, in the last week of game fixtures, we played last on a Monday. We need to set the tempo. I say set the tempo. Set the tempo for what? Arsenal aren't doing much, but set the tempo. Whoever our rivals are, whoever we're fighting for Europa League and these things, set the tempo. You need to go out there and win. It's a difficult run of fixtures. Admittedly, I don't know who's next. I know it's Leeds in the week, but I don't know who it is in the league. So it's Leeds in the cup in the week. I don't know who we have next in the league. I think it's Leicester away, which obviously is going to be peak, really and truly. So Arsenal versus Aston Villa. It's a game where we need to stand up to be counted, really and truly. I'm seeing articles. John McGinn saying he's in the form of his life. Martinez is moving mad. Again, if I just speak it out to you lot, people. Let me scroll the way down. Again, Martinez has had something to say. He says, I love everything about Arsenal. I still love them and I'm still watching the games, but I just felt like they didn't trust me like they should have, which is true. They betted on Leno. Leno was a dud. You're better than him. And on one hand, you has been here for how many years? And it seems like let's not rewrite history. You was here for years and you didn't do much. And sometimes you played rubbed, but you really came into your own. I didn't agree with betting on Leno. Over the top. It felt like we had this love interest with Leno to the point where Martinez had no chance of eclipsing him. But it is what it is. I would feel that. I would feel if I've been here for so many years, I've been part of the FA Cup. I've actually been part where Arteta is concerned. You're probably your best period as a gaffer or when you came over, and I've got a reason to play. If you can't trust me now, I'm gonna go somewhere where I'm rated. And that's our loss is Aston Villa's gain. I'm happy with Ramsdale, but again, I don't even think Martinez and Ramsdale could coexist, because they both want to be number ones and things like that. But we would have been in a healthier position, if I'm completely honest. Or we could have sold Leno from then, really, because you betted on Leno, same way you've betted on Leno, Xhaka, Bellerin. They've all tried to snake it at some point. Willian. I wanted Willian to go, but certain man were playing him week in, week out. Then he snaked it and bust out. Like, do you get where we're going? One love to everybody who's locked in on Twitch, bro. Man said Martinez is like that ex-girlfriend who never fully moves on. Never. Arsenal was his true love. Aston Villa, it's like a Sierra thing, she's with that Don. I'm sure he's a good husband, he's a good man, he does all of that, but deep in her heart, she feeling future. Future's the one. He's just a madman. He's just trash. All of those things. She's feeling future. It's as simple as that. That's where Martinez is. With respect to Aston Villa, Aston Villa is one of them. He's learning to love it. With respect to Villa, it's not his true love. Again, with respect to Villa, they're a club that's a big club, got ambition. They've given him a platform, and I believe in whatever their sort of thing that they're trying to create. I know their form hasn't been good, but I believe in what they're doing a bit more than Arsenal. I don't really believe in Arsenal's project like that consistently, because you can see from manager to people above him at Villa, just to the way that even when Villa sold Grealish, the way they're coming out and giving clarity to fans, it's not even just Villa, Wolves, Leicester, Brentford, Newcastle probably under the new Saudi owners. Half of these guys, everybody looks like it, man. It's a madness, man. It's absolute madness. But yeah, moving down, scrolling all the way down, trying to find what else he said. He said, when I was on a high, I still felt like they didn't deserve me because of the way they were treating me. They couldn't guarantee me the games I needed. So I thought, if they couldn't guarantee me the games I needed, then I'm moving on. They didn't say to me that I wasn't going to play. They just didn't guarantee me the games that I wanted to play. And again, I don't think you should have any guarantees. Martinez, I hear Martinez. I agree with Martinez. I've proved myself. I've been here for time. I've proved myself. Personally, I was of the thought, and I still am of the thought that, if I thought it's a thing like this where the manager says or has to say something like, what? If he said it's a fair fight, you and Leno, it's a fair fight. Martinez can't have any complaints, neither can Leno. May the best man win. If you've got that shirt, hold on to it. It's as simple as that. If not, then you're out. I thought it was a thing like that. Now, for me, it's coming across as Leno's moving like one bad bitch. This guy's moving like a baddie as well. He said, you know what, someone else can treat me better. There's a million men in my DMs that can do better than me, that can treat me better. You don't deserve me. It seems like he's on that. And with respect to Martinez, even though I think you should be the number one, I don't think you're a player where you can say guaranteed games. I don't really think there is a player at Arsenal that could say guaranteed. Bukayo Saka on form, I would say. Gabriel on form, Tierney on form. I'd say they're the guaranteed starters, and maybe a couple of others, Partey, if he's not pissing about, they're the only guaranteed starters. I don't really, and there was still a lot for you to prove. It was a great matter of months and whatnot, but there's still a lot to prove. I hear that though. I hear that if they can't guarantee you anything, despite proving yourself, go where you can play. And it's great what you're doing at Aston Villa. I do think, I can tell Martinez ain't Aston. I can always tell by the players if a team isn't doing too well, because I'm not hearing articles about why Arsenal chose to sign Odegaard ahead of Madison. I'm not hearing anyone slate the signing of Ramsdale over selling Martinez. Half of the, I'm not hearing fuck all about Buendia. With respect to these guys, they can do stuff today, but that's how I know. It's nothing to do with the clubs or the players. It's the fact. It's the journalists and things. That's how I know these guys aren't doing much. They didn't say to me that I wasn't going to play. They just didn't guarantee me the games that I wanted to play. Now, if that's the case, a fair play, you have to keep it moving. That was 20 million out of nowhere, really. So after 10 years, I decided to leave, and it was very difficult. My family didn't understand why I was leaving when I was at such a good level at Arsenal, but it was my decision to leave, and I'm really proud I did it. I mean, bro, go where you can play football, innit? And he's not looking back. He's doing his thing at Villa. He's won the FA Cup with us. He's won Copa America with Argentina. He's played with Lionel Messi. He's doing his thing, man. Do your thing, man. 17 million pound move. It's looking mad. He did went on to praise Aston Villa and say they welcomed him and all of these sort of things. People, only Edison and Mendy have kept more clean sheets since the latter's top flight debut at the start of October. What you can't deny is that this man's a very competent individual, man. For me, I always like Martinez, and I like the same things I like about Ramsdale in comparison to Leno. Is the same things I liked about Martinez. First things first. I got the vibe that you man are goalies. Like Martinez is a goalie. Like, yeah, you have to play with your feet, but I think Leno tries to do the Edison and Alisson thing where you're not playing to that standard, so I can't condone it. If they said come play outfield, you do it. Martinez strikes me as a goalie. Like with Ramsdale, it's like Martinez understands what he's good at and what he's bad at, and he doubles down on what he's good at. The main thing I liked is the confidence he transmitted to his defense. I think Leno was too eccentric and silent. Martinez opens his mouth. Martinez, as I said, in terms of knowing you're not a footballer, I mean, you're not an outfield player. When he was passing, they were more precise, probably less range in the passing, but there's more precise. And so I think his distribution was better. The main thing for me, again, like Ramsdale in comparison to Leno, I like my keepers that like to catch. And I remember Martinez, I don't remember if it was Sky Sports or Arsenal, but I remember him giving an interview about the fact that he likes to catch and he's a big fan of catching. He'll always try and catch. So when I'm seeing him just hold on to it from corners, I prefer it. Then someone, obviously there's times you have to punch, but there's someone that's always spilling it and carrying on mad, as you lot know, people. So that's that where Martinez is concerned. I can't lie, people, as well. Why I'm multitasking. I'll be real with you. Look, I'm trying to pattern my delivery breakfast, people. So yeah, that's that where Martinez is concerned. If we look at Josh McGinn, sorry, folks, I want to opinion. Where's the cat? Allow me, man. Just bring me that pretty tick. But anyways, where the fuck's the cat? Nah, you man's Palumi with shit still, so I'm not getting that again. In fact, nah, you know, I'm going and do it all again. Sorry, folks, man. Real life that we're living, man. Man said delivery, brekkie, no cornmeal. Bro, when's their time, bro? When's their time? I know you got the galley, you can cook it. So if that's up, hit me, bro. But until then, we ain't got time. You lot want 10 a.m. live stream. You lot want 11:30 on YouTube or 11:30 on Twitch today. You lot want bare things. Like, I gotta make it happen, man. It's a humble chicken and sweet corn panini, some halloumi cheese. Yeah, man. That's me. Payment. What do you mean? My voucher done. Accounting credit. Fair enough. Well, sorry, people. Trying to get that sorted. Coming like, yeah. All right, that's cool. I can rock with that. But anyways, back to that. Away from you lot hearing about my brekkie, people. Aston Villa midfielder John McGinn on his form, Douglas Luiz partnership, and playing for Scotland alongside his brother. With respect to Scotland, it's a bit irrelevant, the brother thing. I just want to know about Aston Villa. I just want to know about everything. And again, John McGinn, I think he's a player everybody's starting to rate. You know, I don't think you can buy him from Aston Villa, but at 27 years of age, I'm pretty jealous. I don't know. I wouldn't quite describe him as a goal scoring midfielder because I don't know if he gets mad numbers like that. But I would say, quote unquote, he's a goal scoring midfielder. You know, he's a very good passer. He never gives up. His positioning is good. He's a bit all action. He does a bit of everything. I really like John McGinn. You know, the consistency. You know, he's a player that's always thinking as well. I got a lot of admiration for John McGinn. He's doing his thing, and he's a big player for Aston Villa. Between him and Douglas Luiz, it is what it is, people. Among the Aston Villa squad, he ranks second for goals scored, shots, and tackles. He also tops the table for final third passes attempted and completed, as well as cross completed. And again, you stop him tonight, you kind of stop Aston Villa. If you stop him, you probably kind of, to a degree, stop Ings, stop Watkins, and things like that. But saying that, once again, Aston Villa got a bag of quality people. You know, he said himself, I try to improve all aspects of my game. I feel as if I can do the defensive side of the game, but also I'm getting better at contributing higher up the park. In Scotland, I'm sort of known for being a grafter, a box-to-box midfielder, but I've been involving as much as possible while keeping my unique style, which is trying to do a bit of everything, which is true, man. He's a very good player, and again, we're gonna have to be on top form if we're gonna mitigate against this today, people. Like I said, man to a man, where Arsenal are concerned, they're gonna need to stand up to be counted. After Arsenal, you've got Chelsea versus Norwich, people. And now that's due to be a good game. They're due to be without Lukaku. Again, Billy Gilmore derby, but Billy Gilmore can't play. Thomas Tuchel is going to want to win. Simple as that. They're going to have to get over the line, and I think they will get over the line against Norwich without Lukaku, if I'm honest. Norwich can't buy a win. Obviously, on Twitch, Chelsea versus Norwich, I'm going to be doing that probably live from around 12, half hour or odd before kickoff. You've got Crystal Palace against Newcastle. Patrick Vieira, obviously, probably unfortunate to not get all 3 points against Arsenal. Plays against Newcastle, who, again, you'll probably see an uptake in performance, you know, for the whole 90, not just for like 5 minutes like against Spurs, because obviously Steve Bruce is gone. He got the clip. You know, They've got Graham Jones in temporary charge of what's going on at this moment in time where they're concerned. And, you know, they're being linked with Fonseca. Jose Mourinho's being linked again. And considering he lost 6-1 in the Conference League or Europa, is it Europa? I think it was Conference League. It might have been Europa. I don't actually know. Such as Arsenal not in Europe. What's the point caring about it? He might go and do that. So you might see a managerial bounce, especially as we get into January and things. Make sure we're following and subscribing. You've got Leeds against Wolves. Leeds can't buy a win at this moment in time. You've got the Decore derby. Decore won't be playing. You've got Everton against Watford, Southampton against Burnley, and Graham Potter against Manchester City. I'd back Manchester City to win, but 5:30 evening fixture. Brighton might have something to say in that. After that, you've got Brentford against Leicester. You've got West Ham against Spurs. You've got Man United versus Liverpool. And United, after, you know, getting out of jail against Atalanta, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to need to put in a competent performance and play to a competent level. If not, then him and his team are going to simply be in a lot of trouble, people, really and truly. So we're going to have to see what they throw up in that regards. In relation to Chelsea, if you care about Chelsea to travel to the United Arab Emirates for competition in early 2022. They're obviously in the FIFA World Club Cup. Now, spare a thought, I'm actually thinking about, if you're a Chelsea player, you know, if you're like Mount, Reece James, Jorginho, Kante, Premier League seasons, or better yet, your season is mad anyways, but it's gonna be madder now because obviously, you know, you've got this season, whatever's going on, and the international friendlies and everything that comes with it. January, you're going to be going to the Club Cup, so the games are going to be piling up. Obviously, you're going to have to play till May. There's going to be a short break, but you're going to have pre-season and probably a bag of pointless friendlies and whatnot. Obviously, and then you're going to be playing in October next year in the World Cup. Obviously, the Winter World Cup and things. So it's going to be a mad year, really and truly. Apparently, it's been moved there. Apparently, the games were due to be played in Japan, but they were pulled as the host last month because of the high number of coronavirus cases in the country. The annual tournament features the champions of different continents along with the host nation's national champions. So again, that's where Chelsea are concerned. I swear Chelsea lost this one time. If you didn't know, Spurs obviously lost yesterday as well to Vitesse, to Chelsea's. I don't even think Chelsea. It's not. I was going to call it Chelsea's lone army, but it's not. Where away from that though, apparently Manchester United and West Ham have been fined after crowd trouble in Europe. And did the Belgium lads get fined for that City fan being attacked in City? But apparently United have been fined 8,375 euros after fans threw objects and invaded the pitch in a 2-1 win over Villarreal on September the 29th. Apparently, West Ham must pay 60,000 euros for the trouble that came during their 2-0 win against Rapid Vienna on September the 28th, people. So yeah, I mean, but they also in that same incident, if I remember correctly, Slavia Prague faced no further action in relation to jeers and whatnot directed at Kamara. Boy, it's absolutely crazy, people. And I don't know if you lot have seen it, but apparently a footballer called Ebony McCann, apparently Gillingham Town footballer baffled by FA misconduct charge for walking off pitch after being racially abused. You lot are smart enough in it. I'm not gonna even. You lot know why that's stupid. But apparently, a footballer has described an FA decision to charge his team with misconduct for walking off the pitch after he was racially abused as poor and ridiculous. Assisting it sends out the completely wrong message. You know, probably going harder on him than the individuals. Apparently, you know, despite the nature in which the game stopped, the Dorset FA, probably this Dorset FA, who probably have no minorities on their books or whatever, or have no personal recollection of racism or whatever, and have no empathy because they've never been through it, have charged Gillingham with misconduct under the FA's E20 rule for removing themselves from the field of play and being unwilling to continue the match. Okay, being racially abused for the color of your skin isn't a good enough reason. Gillingham could now face a fine of up to £150, while the misconduct charge would remain on the club's record. So, with all due respect to the Dorset FA, suck your mum through a straw. You know, I don't know how they can be so brazen about it and show absolutely no remorse and disgusting, especially at a day and age where I'm pretty sure they probably say no to racism and probably condemn the treatment of Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, and Bukayo Saka. But it's not only for me living in this country, it's not only the fact of, you know, of this racism thing, but they just take black people for idiots. I can't lie. Like, what have I, it's just deep in me. What have I just read out to you, lot? This is absolute madness, really and truly. This is why you're better off. It's wrong and it's gonna harm you, but you're better off just punching man up. Like, simple as that. Look, I've walked off the pitch. Why is there an issue? Shout out to Gillingham Town. Again, it doesn't specify whether it's just him or the players, but shout out to him, for not being a pussy and just not accepting it really and truly. In relation to the Newcastle takeover, apparently the Saudi Arabia finance minister says new competitor is good for the Premier League. I think so as well. People fear it, and everyone's trying their best to not allow Newcastle to develop. As you lot can see, people, there's issues around. People don't want them to get sponsors and whatever. And I think it's ironic, seeing everyone apart from Manchester City did it. Arsenal, let's be real. We've done some bug stuff. We came all the way from South London and made North London a place to worry about. Chelsea weren't, even though Chelsea won trophies, they weren't saying much until Roman came in this thing. United spend a shitload of money, whether they make it or not. Liverpool have spent a lot of money. I don't know where this making out that, Klopp has found some players from League One and just done a madness, and all the other clubs, nobody said Leicester's, Wolves. I know they might not, their pockets might not be as deep, but no one said Leicester, Wolves, all of these guys that are trying to build projects can't do anything, People just want to, it's a cartel thing. It's almost like a club we're in now, forget it. Where I think, what, if the football is, I feel so far removed from football that you lot might as well carry on with this. We all know people that love football at its purest game. We know the game on the field's gone to shit. There's pointless stats out there, and there's people who don't know how to quantify stats. Footballers are judged on crap stuff. There's no individuality nowadays, really and truly. They're like, it's like an NBA team. You're gonna, I genuinely think, I'm an proud Arsenal fan, even though there's nothing to be proud about, and I'm sure you lot as well. But genuinely, I've said it to all my brethren, football, for what we know, it is dead. It's not gonna come a thing where we're loving football clubs again. It's going to be an NBA thing. It will not surprise me one day if a team gets promoted from the Championship and then same season or the following season wins the Premier League. It's going to get to that circumstance where everyone can go up, everyone can go down, and it might as well get to that, really and truly. It might as well. Football doesn't reflect a damn thing. We all know football has a massive bubble. We keep thinking it's going to burst. When it's going to burst is anyone's guess. I don't have a foggy clue, but it is what it is, man. In that regards, like, it's getting mad. But he's gone on to say, he also says there's plenty of opportunities for sponsors despite Premier League clubs voting on Monday to impose a temporary freeze on deals with businesses linked to the owners. People, he has said himself, this is PIF investment, and basically, as they said, they are invested in the club itself, but also the community, the academy, and the stadium itself. This is one investment among so many. I don't know the technicalities of the association in the UK, but I would say if people are worried about competition among clubs, and particularly now we have invested in one of them, possibly that is a good sign. There is a serious competitor coming along their way. With sponsorship, particularly, we do that not only with clubs that we own, but with different clubs and events. I think there'll be plenty of opportunity for sponsors and plenty of opportunities for the club itself. So it is what it is. It's going to be an absolute madness. One Premier League executive said, if we didn't have the ban, there would have been nothing to stop Newcastle signing 100 million naming rights deal for their stadium with a Saudi company linked to their owners. Why not? Why? What's wrong with that? I'm sure there's American owners of Premier League clubs in bed with American owners. What's going on? I don't understand it. Of course, if I'm Saudi Arabian, I'm going to probably get a Saudi Arabian sponsor because I want to raise the profile of football probably in Saudi Arabia. And with respect to Newcastle's thingy, it's silly. If Arsenal get taken over by a Chinese investor, we're going to probably get some Chinese sponsors and things that are aimed at getting Chinese people to start fucking with the club and whatnot. Same if we did it to India, America, whatever. It feels a bit like, I can't lie, it feels a bit sinister. It feels a bit nasty, and I don't understand why they shouldn't be allowed that. Again, I might be ignorant. As I say, I'm not a finance man. He said they could then have used that money to buy players in January and get around financial fair play rules. Like everyone, spare me with the Arsene Wenger thing, man. Like, the FFP thing is dead now. Like, it's not saving no one. It's not coming to help no one. It's an absolute myth. Like, it doesn't make sense, man. But anyways, man, again, like I said, there actually isn't really much to speak about here, people. So it is what it is. But I did want to speak about Mikel Arteta, people. Like, Mikel Arteta is allegedly, bro, I think, do you know what? Obviously, in today's day and age, I don't condemn abuse. I don't think people are fair on the managers away from constructive criticism. I do think it goes over the top. I do think my heart bleeds somewhat for Steve Bruce, but away from that, away from over the top in terms of constructive criticism, it is what it is, people. And I don't necessarily agree with Mikel Arteta's comments here. I think they sound a bit defeative. It will get worse. Arsenal boss Arteta says young managers are turning away from coaching due to abuse. I'd say everybody, coaches, pundits, everybody but referees gets abused, really. Apparently, Mikel Arteta has warned that coaches could turn their back on their careers due to fears over the abuse they receive. And I mean, if you do shit stuff, you're gonna get abused, isn't it? Simple as that. He said, yes, a lot of people think like that. I have a lot of friends who are doing the courses who doubt whether they want to take the hot seat or whether it is better to be an assistant or something else. And people who have been managers already, experienced managers, are thinking about not doing it again. For me, this cannot be a barrier because you have fear about the treatment you are going to receive. I think the enjoyment as well is that big. That should not stop you. But it's important that we take care a little bit of the environment and putting things in the right place. If not, I don't think it will get better. I think it will get worse if we don't do it. And again, we all know with social media and certain things, people do a bit of a madness. People. He did went on to say, you cannot lose focus, the passion and the love, the reason why you made the decision in the first place. If you're affected by every single opinion in life nowadays, with how easy you can read stuff about yourself, you're not going to be happy with whatever you do. That's true. I even look at this on YouTube and on Twitch. The other day, I must have swore, and someone tried to say, "Oh, it's a lot about you swearing." I said, "Okay, cool. Like you can have that opinion. I don't know you from Larry. You don't know me. But anyways, fair play. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody sadly got some. Some people take it a bit too literally. It really, I mean, Arteta's a great response, but I wish some of the things you would, from logical places, I wish you would read some of the things because they would be helpful. He said, you have to be able to deal with that, but obviously we can help to be able to deal with it. So that's what he said. Obviously, he's been in charge for nearly 2 years now. He now finds it a bit easier to brush up some of the harshest criticism. That's probably why we need to differentiate criticism from legit concerns. And I think with the club doubling down on you, of course, it's going to be easy for you, Mikel Arteta. I think you adapt, you learn, and you try to take things into perspective. You agree or disagree. Criticism and opinions can make you better, and you have to listen to that when it comes from the right place. You need to have the right people as well. The key is where you put your focus. If you put your focus there, you're going to be an unhappy man, and he's not wrong with that. He's really not wrong in that regards, people. I mean, did I screenshot any other meaningful things for you guys, people? I don't think I did. Like I said, FM at 2 p.m. people. After this, I'm going to be live at 11:30 with Curtis Shaw. So that's 11:30 on Twitch, 2 p.m. on Twitch, 4 p.m. on YouTube, and 7 p.m. on YouTube as well. Make sure you're hitting the like button on everything, people, because obviously the dislike bots are starting to do a madness. See why I like Twitch? People behave themselves, man. One love to the Twitch gang, and obviously everybody listening to this on the rerun and whatnot. But yeah, let me take in what you're saying. You ain't missed anything. I won't be going to the Emirates today, so it's unfortunate. We need competence, bro. That's all I ask for in this team because I know that they have, but need that consistently. I think you mean to say in our next couple of games: Leeds, Leicester, Watford, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United. Boy, no room for error at all. It's crazy, man. Some fans don't know the difference between criticism and abuse. Exactly. Criticism can be mistaken with abuse. Exactly as well. But as long as it's said in the right way, obviously, we live in an extreme world, innit? Extremes where people take it over the top, where everybody listening, clearly, you're fucking with DG Nation, so you understand things. We know people go over the top with it. It's mad. Bro, football is mad. Soon you'll be buying virtual player cards like NFTs of kids playing football at academy level. You already get that, If you look on so rare. FAC football get more money and they're standing still. The FA is racist. The standards you walk past are the starts you uphold. Exactly. I just realized the club World Cup is basically what next year's Winter World Cup is going to look somewhat like, potentially. Finally got that sub. Took too long, man. Keep bringing us quality, my brother. I appreciate that, my guy. Other delivery services are available, but I don't do Uber. They shagged me once, Something never. I had to fight Uber to get £3 back, just out of principle. Something never came. Ironically, it was from a yard shop as well. So a part of my order didn't come. They said take a picture. Then they're telling me, nah, it must have come. I was like, hold on. So you mean to tell me everything else is here, but start run me my peas? And we're going back and forth, just out of principle, And after that, I said, you know what, man, can't be giving you peas again. That new dressing room looking clean. Hopefully, I want it to be dirty though. I want Arsenal to put in a shift. Man United versus Arsenal gonna look like Lazio Marseille. Don't say that, broski. don't say that. You know, that was a one love to everyone that was at that watch along last night on Twitch, but that was a dream seller. That sold dreams. I thought that was gonna be lit, man. Yeah, bro, not far from reality. Remember when Chili's was thought of as a mad concept? Now almost any large, Chili's needs to run me some peas. I can't lie, because I was plugging them on my YouTube channel. They need to run some peas. Bruce got more abuse than Ashley. It's a shame. And obviously, I think Steve Bruce isn't quite good. But like when you're calling man a cabbage and all these things, and the wickedest thing, well, now that we've got more inclusive as a society where football is, and there's some good examples of social media, there's also some badness. And I think, anyways, whether you're footballers or content creators and you're out there and the media and that, I think the more you're out there in the public eye, or the closer it feels like people can reach you and chat to you, you know, the majority of people are respectful, but that means people think they can just chat to you anyway, anyhow, any sort of way. People forget these people are human beings and whatnot. And then these same people will preach, protect mental health and all of these sort of things. We've got to keep an element of harshness about football, because let's be real, if you're not doing the job, if you are a dinosaur, you are a dinosaur. But the minute it goes beyond that, it starts getting personal. You start doing things that, one thing I hate, man, start going after family members. And what footballer was it? It might have been, I could be lying, but it could be Edu, or it could be some other footballer with a young family. And I think the footballer it might not have been Edu, but somebody put someone was getting abused, and they put their profile on private, or I don't know if it's private, but you could only comment if you follow you. So then people, I think found his young son or daughter, one of them, can't be older than, I don't know why they got Instagram, but 12, 13 years of age, something mad like that. And just moving mad and saying mad things. It's like, hold on a minute, you know you have daughters, you have cousins, you should just be a nice person. Why are you doing that? But that's the net in it. Some people are so, and the wickedest thing is there's also that avenue of certain misery loves company. And I don't think misery loves company as much as social media. I could say I like oranges. People could tell that, people could some come up in the tweet and say, oh, that means you don't like apples, you're abusive, you're misogynistic, or whatever that word is, you're abusive, you're this, that, you're gaslighting, all these fancy words and terms that the jargon, they start hitting you with that, and then you get condemned and whatnot. It's crazy. It's absolutely mad. And like I said, certain people are just going through mental health problems. Certain people's lives are not happy, so they just see social media as a way to project that and be nasty. Someone can be, I don't like, one thing about me, and I think anyone that understands real life, you don't belittle people's achievements. Like, let's just say someone got, I don't know, a little KA car. Now, it's not the best of cars, but if that's someone's first car, that's an accomplishment. It's still got four wheels. It does the same thing. Someone could be like, oh, post that they passed their driver lesson, or they've worked so hard to save up money to buy that car, and it's their achievement. People then want to run jokes. Or it could be your mum's birthday. You take a picture with your mum. People are abusing your mum. Like, people just do madness. Just it's unnecessary on social media. And I don't necessarily want social media, you have to know who's who and everything. But I personally think that's the only way, because obviously there'll be a small minority of people that will say these things in the public, but suddenly you read it out. But one thing I don't feel sympathy for is if I see anyone that was been talking nonsense on social media and they get beaten up, or, the energy catches up with them. Because I just think you shouldn't be able to talk nonsense in life and have no repercussions, bro. It's a hive. Like you said, social media is a hive for neeks and cowards. And I would say, pardon my language, pussios. Because not bare, these guys are not gonna say things in the flesh, man. See, that's I knew I was thinking of something. They went at Edu's daughter. I'm sure they got onto his son as well. Is well, it is. To stay up to date with DG, and when he goes live, follow him on Twitter. Facts. I've started going to games this season, and the vibe in the stadium is nothing like football Twitter. It's all men with no lives. Facts. Men and women with no lives that just want to get retweets and do sneaky things. It's absolutely appalling, really and truly. Man U versus Arsenal is the banter derby. Whoever loses has to hold the title of Banter FC until the next game. Charles. And one thing I don't want to see is the Lingard dancing, man. I just want to fully pack them again. Twitch gang is nothing but ladies and gentlemen, 100%. And we're growing bit by bit every day, man. Like what, yesterday, I think I last checked, we was at 266, 2699, 2,699. Now we're at 2713. So we're grinding, we're rising up, man. So one love to everyone that's been hitting the follow button and all those sort of things, man. It's crazy. Is there anything else to talk about where football is related? If not, I'm gonna let you lot go and then give you lot a short break until obviously it's quite a short time. I mean, we spoke about Lacazette yesterday. Arteta seems to still be feeling some sort of way about the penalty the red card not being given for MacArthur, which is true, and it's 100% facts. Bro, Lingard, that killed me. That killed me. When Lingard was dancing, absolutely killed me. I think for me, the best game, I'd actually say the best game of Arsenal versus United. There's been a lot of them. But I'd say when Omri and Van Persie, I think we was losing at the Emirates, and I should remember because I was there. Omri and Van Persie, I think they wrapped it up. We stole the game, we nicked it. I think that was one of the best games I've ever seen us play. As much as I hate Gallas, I remember I'm so sure we beat Chelsea at the Emirates once, and I was there again. It was in school times. Saved up all my Kit Kat money, and I went with my boy. He was his dad used to get tickets, and Gallas scored. I'm so sure. Memories actually going. If only fans could put in as much work where the club is concerned. Facts. It's just sneaky, man. Like I said, and it's a sense of entitlement, man. People think they can talk to you any sort of way, man, and it don't really work like that. DG, should we consider 3-5-2 formation? It worked very well under Emre, and we know what Aubameyang and Laka play best as a pair, and Villa play with wing backs. I mean, if you watched my preview, I spoke about that. It's an avenue to explore. True. I wasn't at that game, B, but that was elite when we won the title, and obviously Will toured in that, but I weren't at that game. So, yeah, that's what I meant by game I was actually at. But yeah, that's up there. Why not? And obviously, big happy birthday to, I believe, Sambi Lokonga, but also Father Wenger. The whole reason we're here. Whatever you say, Arsene Wenger lived and died from a footballing standpoint by the high standards he set for this club. And there's no way around it. Arsene Wenger, if you understand football, he's the most revolutionary manager in the Premier League. You can say Ferguson's the greatest. Wenger is the most revolutionary. He ran so Pep and these man could walk. If there's no Wenger in the Prem, there's none of these guys. Forget the Invincibles and the beautiful football. Just the way he revamped the game. You know me, I love Wenger propaganda, people. So yeah, happy birthday to Arsene Wenger. But on that note, though, people, in about technically 45 minutes, I'm going to shut this live off. We're going to go live again, people. Curtis Shaw's going to be here. So make sure you get you're getting some opinions saved up and things like that, and questions and whatnot. I'm going to ask him about Aston Villa. I'm going to ask him on his opinions and whatnot. So yeah, man, it is what it is. But last thing I want to raise, I actually think it's a bigger problem than football. I grew up through the rise of social media. These men have access to Twitter from 5 years old, and there's just no filter. Exactly. And I just feel, again, I don't advocate violence, but people just say things with no repercussion. Like, if you say something, you get slapped in your face, you need to calm down. I just think people have this sense of entitlement to go with as well. When you've got entitlement, when you go through life, like I think in England now, we've raised a bunch of pussies because you get a medal for finishing first or eighth, where in life there's winners or losers. Rather than teach someone about, what you can learn from losing and you can't win all the time, it's everybody gets something for participating. That presents an entitlement, like life owes me sort of thing. So when you've got that, the entitlement that P. Mav's kind of talking about, the cocktail isn't a nice one, really and truly. Like I said, give me the rare neff over that every time. But it's been a good, preview of the Premier League. There ain't been much to speak about, but I appreciate everyone that's been locked in. I'm back again at 11:30 on Twitch. Then we head over to 11:30 on Twitch, till whenever we're done with Curtis. 2 p.m. on Twitch where we play Football Manager. 4 p.m. over on YouTube. 7 p.m. over on YouTube as well. That's done for the day. Set all your reminders across both platforms. Tomorrow you've got Chelsea versus Norwich and Brighton Man City. Brighton Man City probably be on YouTube. Chelsea Norwich on Twitch. So make sure you set your reminders for that. Sunday I'm doing Spurs West Ham and Man United Liverpool. And yeah, man, I think that will cap off a great, it's actually for me been too intense 2 weeks, but this week's been very intense, people. So I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's calm. I'll see you lot later again. And a massive respect to everybody that's locked in, everyone that's watching this on the replay, everyone that's taking it in right now. Again, you lot, without you lot, you lot pulled a guy from a dark place many years ago, and again, you lot, it's a pleasure to be here. You lot have made my life have purpose. So I appreciate you lot support across everything. And I hope you lot, whatever you're doing in your day, good health, all of these sort of things. But enough rambling. Let me get out of here. Like I said, people, set your reminders. I'm back again at 11:30 today. So literally, I'm going to close this. I'm going to change up a couple things and then send Curtis Shaw the invite. And then we go again, people. So yeah, take care. On that note, though, peace. Always that